At the end of July, we finally found a week where we could get down to Florida. We flew into Tampa, rented a car, and we were going to head north to once again begin our process of looking at property. I love rental car smell, because that means we're doing something fun. Well, that was the easiest rental car check-in we've ever done. Ever. It was so nice. The last time we were in Tampa Airport, the guy was trying to upsell us, and it took like, I don't know, 20 minutes.
They did the whole fake radio call that we don't know if that car's available.
Do you want to upgrade? Don't you want extra insurance? Do you need toll? Blah, 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 the whole thing. This place, we did it all online ahead of time. They scanned the QR code, you show them your driver's license, they hand you the keys. Super easy, very nice. Our flight landed at about 7 at Tampa Airport, so by the time we got the rental car and got out of the airport, we just wanted to stay somewhere close. So we got a room at the Marriott that was just 5 minutes outside of the airport. Not usually what we do because it's obviously more expensive, but just with the timeline of this trip, it worked. We just grabbed food, went to sleep. And the next morning, we got a good start with, I think, what is our first experience at Waffle House. I feel like that is a very Florida way to start the day and something we needed to experience as travelers. And then we started our drive north, and we were going about 4 hours north. And last time we were in Florida, we did not get to go into Gainesville, and this was one of the areas that we wanted to just kind of look at and see what the city of Gainesville felt like. So here we're doing a drive-through of the area. If you're new to our channel, you might not know that Patrick and I have been looking to either buy a house or property or something for about the last 7 years. And we've gone through a lot of different phases. We've looked in New Jersey, where we're from, and after a lot of searching and thinking and a lot of setbacks, we keep getting drawn to northern Florida. This is our favorite area in terms of the weather, the people, the outdoor activities. And it is actually a place where we can move our tiny house on wheels and have it legally on a piece of property, which is something that we will never be able to do in New Jersey. So we have returned to Florida. I think this is about our 4th scouting trip, and we are getting tired, but we're also still hopeful that we might find what we are looking for. We're staying very close to where we were on our last trip. Okay, we are here, and it is so neat. We even have Wi-Fi, which is amazing. Fire pit, grill, we can make coffee. We have a kettle. I'm looking at properties right now to figure out what our plan is for tomorrow. Got our little screen thingy. The bugs are not bad here. There's like little gnats.
I've had worse.
Yeah, we get way worse with mosquitoes
Greenheads
in New Jersey. Look how cute this A-frame is. Alright, so
would you buy land to move you in?
the door, look how cool. It's a big circle. And there's air conditioning in here. So we've got some books. They even have like plates and cups and things. I really wasn't expecting that. A big comfy bed, air conditioner, lights. They got towels. So neat. And there's a bathhouse. So showers every night. Toilet that flushes, and a camp sink. That is all we need, really. They even have a cooler over here, so if we wanted to get some cold stuff, we can put it in there with ice. Hi.
So good to see you.
Hello. Are we friends now? Are we friends now? Oh, hi.
Hello.
You're the greatest. Oh, you're the greatest. It is always so hard when we have to leave Redford home, so we were glad that the owner's dog, Sadie, was so friendly, and she came over to visit us multiple times a day so that we didn't miss Redford as much. This is our no-cook dinner.
Yeah.
It actually looks really good. Yeah. So I got some spinach, pre-washed, and a can of tuna, cherry tomatoes, an onion, an avocado, and Parmesan cheese.
Pretty good.
Okay. The thing I figured out last time when we were in Florida is that if you have a ripe avocado, it does the same thing as mayo. It like makes it all creamy. So the owner brought us cheesecake, just in case you didn't know. This is the best Airbnb ever. And we have a fuzzy Sadie visitor. The sweetest dog ever.
Where are you going?
Miss Sadie, you're so sweet. Oh my goodness. We've stayed at a lot of Airbnbs over our travels of the years, and this one has been a highlight for me. The owners were so incredibly friendly and welcoming. They helped us get so much information about the area. We loved their dog Sadie. She was just an absolute joy, and the accommodations were very comfortable and still had that experience of staying like a local. Oh my god.
Hello, Sadie.
So yeah, they had the garage and they turned the roof
sweet dog.
like a little house. This is so weird.
I'm trying it. Never had it before. I just need refrigeration.
When we were food shopping yesterday, I jokingly said, "Oh, look, pickled eggs. They don't need refrigeration." And then Pat was like, "No, I need protein in the morning." Oh my god, it's red. I thought it was going to be like normal egg color. Don't smell it. Is it crunchy?
Not really.
Ooh.
I would say hard.
I don't know if I can do it.
It's like an overdone egg almost if you boiled it too long.
Like a hard-boiled egg?
Yeah.
Does it taste like vinegar?
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
Alright. I do like vinegar. I don't know.
In a pinch.
You got a whole bucket of them, so.
Go to, but.
Come on. They're judging you.
Huh.
Eating those pickled eggs. They're like, "What's wrong with you?" I was wondering why the ground was all like scratched up. They really do like to like scratch and look for bugs. That's so neat.
Yeah.
I spent some time looking at some properties in the area and came up with about 6 of them that we wanted to at least drive past and check out the area. This is part of the challenge, is that we don't know exactly what area we want to be in yet. We're trying to find a good balance between being pretty rural and feeling like you're out in the country, but being close enough that we can drive to an area where we can find jobs, because, you know, you got to make a living. And that balance is really tricky. So we're taking our time and looking at a lot of different options. We do a lot of driving by. I can't even count the number of properties that we have taken a look at over the years. But I feel like we are narrowing down considerably, because Pat and I both agreed that the areas that we saw on this particular day were really hitting all the marks for us. Now, on this trip, Patrick and I changed our strategy a bit. We had been looking at all sorts of different options, including houses and small farms, but it's no secret that the housing market is really high. Everything is super expensive, and everything that we looked at that we liked ended up selling before we could even get there in person to look at it. So, new strategy, we're going to look at raw land, because these don't move quite as quickly. They are going to be a lot more work, and we totally understand that, but it gives us a little bit more of a chance to just get our foot in the door.
Here's an entrance to it.
Oh yeah, yep, that's it.
This one ain't bad.
Yeah.
I'll turn around.
This was about 4 acres with a very small cleared area and a tiny shed in the middle of it. It looks like a tree landed on this gate at some point, but it was very quiet. Yeah, this North Adam Court is all like little camps and stuff. Yeah. Very quiet. Lots of bird noises.
It's
nice.
all wooded, but you have to, knock all that stuff down.
At least there's an entry driveway. Like, that's a start. The other one had nothing.
Yeah.
It was nice to find a quiet area. We were hoping for a little bit more than 4 acres, although we would probably take 4 if it was in the right place and it had really nice trees. So we were getting closer, but I think this still wasn't quite it, so we continued on to look at some of the other properties I had listed. We carried on to the next property on the list. This is a process that we have been going through for years. Come up with a few properties that we want to see, drive around and follow a route to check out the towns in the area, the amenities in the area, the outdoor recreation. And the great thing is that driving around northern Florida is so pleasant. You just can't beat the scenery and the farms. So that's a plus. Even when we weren't finding the property that we were looking for, it was still just a very pleasant experience. And we got to see a lot of the smaller towns in Florida that tourists never visit. And that's one of our favorite things when we're traveling. The next property on our list was down a narrow, long dirt road. And this was a property of planted pines. You'll see these acres of very tall pine trees that they use to make paper products, toilet paper, all that kind of stuff. But this one was about 8 acres. It's a little rough because I think it's just like an abandoned pine forest, but I think this is it. See where the little driveway goes in? That, yeah.
Should I back up?
If you want to. Yeah, we turned around and now we're going down Coach Whip Road the other way.
I cannot go down this road.
What?
This one.
Oh no, don't go down this one. But that's the access road. Wow. So we would have to have that widened because the tiny house would not fit. Our car won't even fit. You really need a side-by-side or
that's a lot of work.
A quad. That's why it's cheap.
That's true.
I would like to walk it.
Yeah. You want to walk it?
Not right now. Okay. I'm not going to walk it without the realtor.
Okay.
You got signs in the area that say survivors will be prosecuted. I'm like, nope. That property had some good acreage, but it was very rough. There would be a ton of work to do before we could even drive our car onto it or really be able to walk on it because it was so overgrown. Of course, that means that the price tag was a little bit better. Part of that property was also in a flood zone, and I was working so hard to try to find properties that were not in a flood zone. Even far inland in Florida, that is a very big challenge. One of the biggest challenges that we've faced in this search for property. So we continued on to the next one, which was a little bit smaller at 6 acres, but it already had some work done. They had cleared out some of the underbrush. There was kind of a rough dirt driveway so you could get onto the property. And of course, with extra work comes a higher price tag. But we were exploring all options, so we figured we would drive by and check it out. Like a lot of the properties we looked at, this one was on a dirt road or a sand road, which does help the price.
Look at this house on the left.
With their giant gate. Yeah, there's a wet spot in the front. I don't know what that is. This is nice though. I think this one's a little more expensive. I think it has a lot of frontage. See how far the fence goes? All the way probably to there. So it's got good trees. It's got a driveway, it's got a gate. It's got sheds, it just doesn't have any utilities, but electric is right here. Just worry about this wet spot. If we're digging a pond, it's going right there. Interesting. What do you think?
Very good.
You like it?
I think this is going to be a really expensive neighborhood in the future.
You think? Yeah. We carried on driving north and checked out the area. You might not know that northern Florida and southern Georgia is dotted with these small lakes. Fishing, water skiing, all of those activities, kayaking, really big in these areas. And this one even has a little swimming area and a dock that you can walk out onto. So even though we're not going to be by the beach on purpose, you know, hurricanes, we don't want to be close to the water, there are still a ton of opportunities for water-related activities. Lots of rivers, lots of lakes, and most of them are stunningly beautiful. We continued up north to the town of Valdosta in southern Georgia, and we were very interested to check out this area because there are a lot of jobs. We were looking at job postings while we got our food, and we were just blown away by how many job options there were in this area. As we enjoyed our food, we talked about the properties that we had seen today and the ones that we had lined up to see tomorrow. We were really working hard to find a balance between having property in the country where it's quiet, but also being close enough to where we can make a living, because we're still working age and that's important. So that's been a really tricky balance, but I think we're getting closer to finding that. It's so cozy in here. Well, the opposite of cozy. Cold. It's our little cold cave. It's so neat.
It does a good job.
It does. We settled back into our Airbnb to get some rest so we could start the process all over again tomorrow. This has been a very long road getting here, but we are getting closer. Make sure you are subscribed so that you can come along with us as we continue to look for our dream property in northern Florida. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you to everyone who supports the creation of these videos. We'll see you in the next one.
It's all fair to be where, and I'll be there, so don't be scared. Just take a deep breath of air. And 1, 2, 3 to 10, you begin to focus again. And though time flies, we'll have enough to realize this bigger than the both of us.